Good morning. We are going to continue the chapter Indigo, written by Louis Fisher. The story of Indigo highlights the unequal economic system that existed during colonial British rule. It resulted in Indian peasants suffering while the British planters exploited them. It also highlights the importance of Gandhi's decision to take up their case, which exposed the unjust system that prevailed in the pre independent days. The common masses were totally indifferent and unorganized. Before the advent of Gandhi, there was no mass movement in India. The peasants were crushed and exploited by the landlords. The attitude of the average Indian in smaller localities were quite indifferent and or evasive. They were afraid to show sympathy for advocates of home rule. So, this is what we see in this chapter, and this chapter also reflects the leadership qualities Mahatma Gandhi had. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. This episode taught him many lessons of life. Probably he could realize that there was need of social upliftment in remote areas like Champaran. So it brought about a great change in Gandhi's life. What I did was a very ordinary thing, he explained. It was a very ordinary thing, but people became fearless. They started asserting their rights. The peasants realized that they can assert their rights. The British landlords, they had to leave. So they had to abandon those estates. So the exploitation of these peasants was stopped. So it was a very ordinary thing which he had done there, but that brought about a great change. I declared that the British could not order me about in my own country. So he realized that the British could not order him because it was his own country. But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. What does defiance mean? Defiance, defy, oppose, or disobey. So it was not as an act of disobedience or opposition. So the Champaran Satyagraha was not an act of opposition. It grew out of an attempt to alleviate the distress of large number of poor peasants. Alleviate, remove or uplift the distress of, the sufferings of. So in order to remove the sufferings of large number of poor peasants, it was an attempt to see that these poor peasants are upliftment, not only economically but also socially. This was the typical Gandhi pattern. So this was the way he was dealing with the problem. He wanted to solve it holistically. Look at the problem from different dimensions and try to solve the problem. Not merely the economic issue, but when he went and started to deal it, he started dealing with as an economic issue. It was an economic issue. The landlords were not ready to pay the compensation, and the poor peasants were demanding. They were feeling that they were exploited and they were cheated and betrayed. And these landlords had hired thugs, and that is why they were not able to do anything. At this juncture, Mahatma Gandhi appeared there in Champaran. And it was not only economic solution or political solution he looked into. He also tried to bring them up socially He saw that they learn the lessons of personal hygiene, cleanliness, and community sanitation. His was not a loyalty to abstractions. It was not an abstract thing. He was concerned with the reality, the practical things. It was a loyalty to living human beings. It was humanitarian approach. The basic idea was to serve the humanity. He did not aim at fulfillment of ideas, rather he was concerned for the people. It was not merely abstraction, fulfillment of the ideas. It was not only he was loyal to those ideas, but he was loyal to the people there, living there, their upliftment. In everything Gandhi did, moreover, he tried to mold a new, free Indian who could stand on his own feet, who can be self-reliant, who can depend upon himself rather than depending upon somebody else. He made him courageous. He made him fearless. He made him to assert his own rights. And this is how India could get freedom in the course of time and thus make India free. Early in the Champaran action, Charles Freer Andrews, the English pacifist who had become a devoted follower of the Mahatma, came to bid Gandhi farewell before going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. You are familiar with the name C.F. Andrews. Who was C.F. Andrews? He was the English pacifist. What does pacifist mean? Pacifist, peace lover or peacemaker. So he was the one who advocated peace. C.F. Andrews. He became a devoted follower of the Mahatma and he came to bid goodbye to Gandhi because, or he came to bid farewell because he was going on a tour of duty to the Fiji Islands. So he had to go to Fiji Islands. So he came there to say goodbye. Gandhi's loyal friends thought, those friends of Gandhiji who were lawyers, they wanted Andrews to stay at the ashram and help Gandhiji. So Gandhi's loyal friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay in Champaran and help them. So if he stays there in Champaran and if he helps those lawyers, it would be good. And Andrews was willing, he was ready. So Andrews, he said, okay, he can help because the landlords were the British. And Andrews himself, he was the English. Andrews was willing, he was ready. If Gandhi agreed, if Gandhiji agreed, he was ready to stay back rather than going to Fiji Islands. But Gandhi was vehemently opposed, vehemently, strongly, intensely. But Gandhi refused. He said, you think that in this unequal fight, it would be helpful if we have an Englishman on our side. It's an unequal fight. We are fighting for the cause. And there is exploitation that is being done. And it's injustice which has been done to all these poor peasants. You think that in this unequal fight, it would be helpful if we had an Englishman on our side. This shows the weakness of your heart. The cause is just. So here he goes on explaining. He said that they need not take the help of the Britishers as it showed lack of trust. This shows the weakness of your heart. The cause you are fighting for the good cause. You must rely upon yourselves to win the battle. You don't have to depend upon somebody else. You have to be self-reliant. You don't have to depend upon somebody else. You should not seek a prop. You should not try to get some sort of help. You're not a lame. You need not look for a support in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. You are thinking that he is an Englishman, therefore you can take the help. That is wrong on your part. You have to be self-reliant. And this is what Gandhiji was advocating these people, not to depend upon anybody else, but take own, own support. Otherwise, you'll become weak emotionally. Weakness of your heart, you'll become weak emotionally. Have courage, be fearless, fight back. That is what Mahatma Gandhi was advocating. He had read our minds correctly. Rajendra Prasad comments. And we had no reply. Gandhi, in this way, taught us a lesson in self reliance. This way, Gandhi taught us how one can depend upon oneself, how one can become fearless. Self reliance, self sufficiency, Indian independence, freedom struggle, and help to sharecroppers, helping the peasants. All these acts were all bound. They were all connected to each other together. They were all bound together. They were all connected to each other. So becoming self-reliant, fighting for the freedom, helping our own brothers, sharecroppers, peasants, uplifting their social conditions. They were all bound. It was all intertwined. And Gandhi looked at them very holistically from different dimensions. No doubt, Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. Gandhi himself accepted that when he revealed to Louis Fisher. It was the first mass movement in India. Gandhi took up the cause of poor peasants. He fought against the injustice of the cruel British landlords. They extorted money from these poor sharecroppers, but Champaran didn't begin as an act of defiance, he says. It was not merely an act of disobedience. The movement grew out of Gandhi's attempt to remove the distress of thousands of poor peasants, and it was a typical Gandhian movement. The success of Champaran marked the first victory of the civil disobedience in modern India. The amount of the refund money was less important. More important was that English landlords were forced to surrender part of their money as well as their prestige. Previously, they behaved as lords above the law. Now the Indian peasants had people to defend their rights. Above all, the Champaran episode was the beginning of their liberation for fear of the British. So the Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. It was not a simple victory. It awoke the soul of the poor peasants. Gandhi tried to mold a new free Indian. He wanted to stand them on their own feet and thus make India free. Some people wanted C.F. Andrews, who was the British pacifist, to stay in Champaran and help the lawyers. But Gandhi refused. Gandhi opposed to that proposal of these lawyers. He didn't want that Indians should take the help of an Englishman in their own struggle for freedom. Safe Andrews had come there because he wanted to say goodbye. He wanted to go to Fiji Islands. And at that particular time, some of the lawyers had approached Mahatma Gandhi and said he can help them. In this way, Gandhi taught them self-reliant and self-reliance, Indian independence, and the problem of the sharecroppers. It was all intertwined. It was the first mass movement which taught the lessons of Satyagraha probably to whole India, and probably Mahatma Gandhi felt that yes, this experiment of civil disobedience of Satyagraha can work, which later turned into a mass movement all over India. And as a result, we Indians could get our freedom. So, therefore, this lesson is very important because it was a turning point in Gandhi's life and it was a first mass movement of civil disobedience which was very successful. So let's recall the lesson. So gist of the lesson points and you should remember. Okay, let's go ahead. Rajkumar Shukla, very important character. Who was Rajkumar Shukla? A poor sharecropper from Champaran and he wished to meet Gandhiji. So he had come to Lucknow Convention. Raj, he was illiterate but resolute but determined, hence followed Gandhiji to Lucknow, Kanpur, Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Patna, Muzaffarpur and then to Champaran. Servants at Rajendra Prasad's residence thought Gandhiji to be an untouchable. Gandhiji considered as an untouchable because of simple living style and wearing due to the company of Rajkumar Shukla, who was himself a sharecropper. Decided to go to Muzaffarpur first to get detailed information about Champaran sharecroppers. He sent telegram to J.B. Kripalani and stayed in Professor Malkani's home, a government servant. And at that time, it was quite odd to stay in government servants' quarters. Indians were afraid of showing sympathy to the supporters of Home Rule. The news of Gandhiji's arrival spread. Sharecroppers gathered in large numbers to meet their champion. Gandhiji chided the Muzaffarpur lawyer for taking high fees from these peasants. Champaran district was divided into estates owned by English people. Indians were only tenant farmers. Landlords compelled tenants to plant 15% of their land with indigo. Very important. The agreement which they had done with these British landlords that they were supposed to plant 15% of their land holdings with indigo and surrender their entire harvest as a rent. In the meantime, Germany had developed synthetic indigo. British landlords freed the Indian farmers from the 15% arrangement but asked them to pay compensation. Many farmers signed, but some resisted. They engaged lawyers and landlords hired then gundas, thugs. Gandhiji reached Champaran, visited the secretary of the British Landlords Association to get the facts, but he was denied because he was considered an outsider. Gandhiji went to the British official commissioner who asked him to leave Tirut immediately. Gandhiji disobeyed. He went to Motiari, the capital of Champaran, where a vast multitude greeted him and he continued his investigations. He visited maltreated villages and when he wanted to visit maltreated villages, then he was stopped by the police superintendent. He disobeyed the order. Motiari was black with peasants, spontaneous demonstrations. Ganjiri was released without bail. civil disobedience triumphed. Ganji agreed to 25% refund by the landowners. It symbolized the surrender of their prestige. Ganji worked hard towards social and economic reforms, alleviated their distress, aided by his wife. Then the volunteers who worked for the social upliftment of the villagers of Champaran region, Mahadev Desai, Narari Parikh. Ganji taught a lesson of self-reliance by not seeking the help of an Englishman called Mr. C.F. Andrews. And it was a turning point in Gandhi's life. So Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. Thank you. Goodbye.